Lindsay and Anthony have traded their punk rock past for a Rugrat and a move to the burbs.
Home sweet home.
Yippee!
Not to mention a brand new career for Daddy.
I have to pass this test.
But when the new baby arrives, will they be able to steer clear of all the obstacles?
It's the lawyer's office. They're saying that they need another $8,000. We just bought a leaky house.
Lindsay and Anthony used to live life on the edge. They already have one kid, Jack. But will the arrival of a new baby girl totally rock their world? Our panel of birthdays experts will be watching closely over the next 6 weeks. Relationship guru and woman about town, Josie Vogels. Supermom with a watchful eye, Kathy Buckworth. And the man who's always psyched and ready to go, Dr. Irvin Wolkoff. When Anthony first met Lindsay, she rocked him to the core.
You can probably tell by all the tattoos. I was kind of a rough guy. I really enjoyed the party life, the out drinking, fighting, and that kind of thing.
That is until one day.
I walked in, I saw her behind the bar, and I just knew that I had met the woman that I was going to marry.
It was kind of like love at first sight.
And it wasn't long before the gruesome twosome wanted a new scene.
I did want to have kids, and I knew that I did want to have more of, like, you know, a June Cleaver lifestyle.
Since when did Leave It to Beaver's mom ever have tattoos?
We had both recently come to the realization that we wanted to have the white picket fence and the family.
So, with the baby on the way, Lindsay is leaving her downtown banking job and the family is off to the burbs. And Anthony will have a career change of his own.
We've always been in a rush to do everything all at once, all the time.
So it's goodbye city life. Hello, green, brown acres.
The reality of the burbs will settle in next April with the smell of cows.
Yeah.
And why don't you change something else, too?
I'm quitting my job, get my trucking license. I'm just done with the manual labor.
And he'll be a long-haul trucker just like his dad.
I'll be away for
4 days, 3 nights.
3.5 days and home for 3.5 days.
It'll be difficult. I have fears, I guess, on a lot of different levels. Fears as to how to cope with having two. I am a little worried and apprehensive.
Hopefully it does work out, and hopefully there isn't anything lurking in the darkness to bite us in the but
At this point, I'm kind of in denial that there's any pressure going on, you know? Like, it's a denial, denial, denial.
I'm always interested in people who have tattoos, because although it's become a more acceptable part of our culture than it used to be, I still think that if you're going to wear tattoos where people can see them, like on your neck and down to your hand, you have to somehow be prepared to be a bit of a freak or an outlier or something.
Well, I can't wait until Lindsay goes to register her son at the kindergarten in the suburbs with the tattoo down the sleeve, and she's standing right next to June Cleaver.
Today's the day that baby Ruby comes home.
okay.
The calm before the storm.
My tunnel vision has allowed me to focus on the fact that this baby's gonna be really easy, just like Jack. Not cry, breastfeed like a champ. Everything that everyone in denial would think in this kind of situation. Did you give Ruby a hug and a kiss? Oh, gentle. What a good boy.
And it looks like Jack loves big rigs just as much as Dad and Grandpa.
Oh, wow, that's a very big truck. That's really nice.
That's a little bit.
A little too big, but maybe later. Okay?
That's a good boy.
Good job. High five. There you go, Ruby.
I like these two because I have the impression that although they come from a partying background, it's for real that they gave it up and they want to do this family thing. So, okay, there's a lot on their plates right now. So far, I'm rooting for them.
They seem to me very connected as a couple, which I always am, you know, happy to see. They seem to really like each other, and they seem, even their body language, to the way they're sitting, they seem very connected physically and emotionally.
With Ruby down for a nap, that gives Lindsay and Anthony just enough time to face a bit of reality.
We have to go in to the lawyer on the 15th. We pick up our keys on the 16th. We'll have the flooring on the 19th. The 21st, the cabinets arrive. My test will be on the 24th. And
26th is moving.
And hopefully by the 31st, we're in our home with a new job, new baby, new life. And that day is when I rest in peace.
What are we gonna do with all of our spare time?
I don't know, go fishing?
Yeah, right.
I'm a little bit concerned about the tightness of their schedule. Like if the baby needs a diaper change in the next 2 weeks, I think it might all fall apart.
But the one thing that I like about this couple that we haven't seen a lot, that we always get frustrated with, is that they have a game plan. And yeah, I'm sure there'll be challenges along the way.
This couple seems to have a lot of basic common sense. And, you know, we talk a lot about how kids are rivalrous. Jack is not rivalrous with
Oh, the
Ruby.
baby's been home for an hour.
No, but on
Come
top
on,
of Jack
seriously.
obviously gets enough. His tanks are full.
Well, no, but
so
the
he
thing
has
is-
enough to give the little kid.
Well, they're
and
being
tickle her
very
foot.
aware of that. Because a lot of parents, it's like, don't go near, oh, careful. And he brings a big truck and they're like, oh, that's great, but maybe a little too big.
And when you convert from being a drunken, fighting, rambling person to being a family person, you probably do a better job of it than somebody who's been Sunday school their whole life.
Well, it's sort of like, you know, you go from one extreme to the other. It's like if you're going to do things, you might as well do them in extremes. So do the drunken, you know, fighting, tattooing thing, and then you do the June Cleaver thing.
And the good thing is when they get to the suburbs, there's a lot of drink in there. So they'll get right into that one, trust me.
It's been 1 week since baby Ruby's birth. They're all boxed up and ready for the big move to the suburbs. But their totally cool convoy is about to have a major blowout.
It's the lawyer's office. They want another acre in it.
What?
It's the lawyer's office. They said that they're saying that they need another acre in it. You better talk to them. Here, give me.
So it's just all about mistyping and miscalculation. We'll have to figure out something, and we'll see you shortly. Thanks.
And I'll man the phones if you want to get on the computer, figure out what we're gonna do here.
Okie dokie.
2 hours before I'm supposed to pick up the keys, and they say, you know, oh, you mind just dropping by and throwing a couple more, like 10 grand on my desk? Yeah. I mean, we got the money that we're supposed to give to the installer.
Just means we have a little less wiggle room
Oh, that's
at the end of the day.
a little less wiggle room. You mean no safety net whatsoever?
You'll have to run to the bank, get a certified or a bank draft, and run it out to her, and we should be fine with little room to spare.
I guess I'm taking him.
All right.
Let's go.
You don't know what's going on.
So with Lindsay in charge of the money, another crisis is over. For now, that is.
Home sweet home.
Yippee.
Come on, buddy. You know, we got a lot of work here.
Yep.
There's a lot of work, and that for rent sign is up.
Yep. No cabinets. No floors.
Could be 2 weeks, could be a month before we finally get
Settled in.
get everything in. Hold on a second here. There's a lot of water. Uh-oh. We just bought a leaky house. The ship is sinking.
What's leaking?
I don't know. There is a gigantic puddle of water underneath the stairs.
So how do you think this is going to turn out?
I don't know.
Looks like Anthony and Lindsay's fabulous new plot has just thickened.
With everything going on, I think this kind of adds a bit of stress to the situation. Overall, I wish things would have moved a lot smoother.
I think he's discovering that contractors are about as reliable as babies. It's not a good sign. Totally great positive attitude, but as their plan, I suspect, or I dread, continues to go off the rails, it will be interesting to see how they deal with
Well,
it.
the plan was a little unrealistic, but because, you know, you need to leave room in a plan for things like that.
I think their timing issue might be the biggest thing that they face in terms of the house and just everything.
Right, so they've got a toddler, a new baby, and an unfinished house suddenly, and then, you know,
not good.
his whole job things.
The biggest question is whether this couple is going to continue to rise to the occasion and grow and develop, or whether they're going to blow up good. I hope they have something figured out about the sex. That's always a problem around the birth of a new baby.
2 weeks old, give her a break, okay? Come on.
It's 2 whole weeks.
No, but
How can a man live?
I mean, oh, please. I do think they do have that connection, and they're both quite calm.
It's been 3 weeks since birth, and today is moving day.
You know, I hate moving to begin with, so I mean, it was definitely not something that I wanted to do. But, you know, like, I was definitely tired and definitely stressed, but in the end, it was a relatively uneventful move.
Well, not entirely uneventful. That's gonna cost him.
Okay, baby, done deal.
Okay. And there won't be any dinner ready because we don't have the stove.
No, it's okay.
Moving isn't the end of the stress, because if Anthony hopes to follow in his father's footsteps, he'll have to pass his trucker test.
Well, now that it is coming down to crunch time, I really am feeling the stress. I have to pass this test. After all, we did bite off far more than what we can chew.
With the move behind them and Anthony's trucker test tomorrow, a restful night will make everything all right.
Are you awake?
Yep. Yep. She's not settled. I don't know when she will be. And here we go. I guess we're gonna be up all night now. Ready to go to sleep, mister?
Hey!
Go to sleep, buddy.
Hey! Hey!
I'll see you in the morning.
Okay. Let's go to sleep.
I might have him down. Hopefully.
Yes, we shall see.
Oh, no.
Come on!
The party's over, Jack.
Yeah. Time for bed, seriously.
Wakey, wakey, Anthony. Today is trucker test.
All right, but I'll tell you what. I've made my decision. I'm not going back regardless. I mean, I've jumped. I've leapt, and that's it.
Oh, we'll talk more about that later, I guess, right?
Well,
okay,
we'll
good
need
luck.
an
Say
income.
bye-bye to Dada. Say good luck.
Give me hugs.
Good luck, Daddy.
Bye!
Sure.
Okay.
Later.
After.
Okay,
we'll
bud?
see you later. Say bye-bye, Daddy. Good luck. We love you. Oh. Okay. Let's go see Ruby. He'll be fine.
This is a do or die, and I will go flip burgers. I will not go back to where I was.
When he's talking about the test, it's if I pass and if this all goes well. And I've always said to him, like, well, why would you even say if? You know, like, you should go in there saying, I will pass. I have confidence that he'll get it together and he'll do it. For sure. Without a doubt.
These days, I don't get much sleep. My gut is just turning because it has to happen. I did quit my job in order to devote all my time toward the studying, and God willing, I passed my test. My father's been driving for 20 years. He got into the biz because it's really what he enjoys. So it is definitely in the blood. But hopefully, everything runs according to plan. And if I can, I'll be driving and I'll be in the truck probably the next week.
Are they medicated? Because, man, they're positive, aren't they?
And calm.
And they smile. Honey, I think the roof blew off. Oh, well, it's okay. You know?
I'm seeing the connection between these two as a couple. They're staying calm. It's keeping everybody calm.
This is how children acquire their personality. They take what goes on in their early intimate relationships and internalize it. This, as Martha Stewart would once have said, is a good thing.
It's not always good. Can I just interject? I'm going to be Dr. Dumet for you for a minute because they are so connected and things are going so well for them together. What's going to happen when he leaves? It's going to be tough.
Then he's going to be home for days at a time.
Yeah, but it might have been better if you were a bit of a jerk and wasn't doing much like a lot of husbands, because then she wouldn't miss him quite so much.
Well,
She's
you're right.
gonna miss this
It's
guy.
very true. It's very funny that the very thing that we always try and and promote, like working as a team, may actually work against them because he will be going. He'll be suddenly be disappearing.
He's too good.
Okay.
Although optimistic, Lindsay is still a little worried about the future.
Anthony leaving for 3+ days at a time is something that I've definitely been worried about, but I've got a good routine down with Jack, and I've got a good routine down with Ruby. You know, we'll be okay.
Back from his trucker's test, Anthony holds the key to his family's future in his hand. And the verdict is...
I passed. 1X. I should probably call my dad and let him know. Hello? Yep. I passed.
Well, it's a big deal, you know? It means a lot. I think it's a big weight lifted off of everyone.
To celebrate passing his test, Anthony and his dad head out on a 14-hour fishing trip.
All right. I'll try not to scratch your boat.
There was disagreement about the length of the trip. I guess 14 hours I thought was a little bit more than I was comfortable with at this stage of the game.
Lindsay understands that I need the time to get out fishing. Her comparison would probably be spa days.
But before the open road, it's open water. A perfect time for some good old-fashioned trucker wisdom.
How did you cope with being away from the family all?
You gotta have a family that understands. You gotta have, your wife has to be understanding.
I am a little concerned on how the family is gonna fare while I'm away. And I'm even worried how I'm gonna fare while I'm away. The only thing we can do is give it a shot and just see how the long haul works.
I think it's great that he's getting out, he's getting a break, but she's the one that's dealing with the major chaos. She's got, you know, things disconnected all over the place. She's dealing with dust, the baby, the breastfeeding, the not sleeping. She's recovering from childbirth, which if you haven't heard is kind of painful. So she's going through that at the same time. She's the one that needs to go out and sit in a quiet boat somewhere.
I need to know about you and unresolved sibling rivalry, because it's always it's his turn, it's her turn.
The other thing I thought was interesting is she was complaining about him going for 14 hours. And again, I go back to the wait until it's 3.5 days a week.
Exactly, like 14 hours is not a long time, you're absolutely right. So I think she's gonna be in for a surprise when she realizes it's all her, and just having that someone to bounce it off of her, say, well, you think you had a bad day, listen to my day.
It's been 4 weeks since the birth, and this evening, Anthony leaves on his first long-haul trucking trip.
You gonna take care of Ruby when Daddy's gone? Help Mommy? Yeah. The single most, you know, worrisome thing would be Jack. You know, he doesn't have his dad around. When Anthony went fishing all day, was asking, like, where's Daddy, where's Daddy? And it is a full-time, no break, you know, 24/7 situation for both of us.
But I won't have you there to wake me up.
You don't wake up in the middle of the night anyways. Who are you kidding?
Well, that's probably my father. Hello. Hi. Half an hour? I can be ready in half an hour.
With his dad on his way over, Anthony spends the last few minutes with his rods.
Well, I need a place to put my rods, so they can't just sit, right?
I'm sure Lindsay knows where he can stick them.
Is this what you're gonna do with your last 5 minutes there?
My last 5 minutes at home?
Yeah.
It's not like I'm not coming back.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it'd be nice if you'd stay out here and spend some time.
I don't know. Watch you play with your fishing stuff.
3.5 days on the road in a truck, getting home. It's not like he's just gonna get home and like slip right into, you know, perfect daddy mode. He's gonna.
Who cares? He's the father. It doesn't matter. He can come home and he can pull his weight at home,
maybe
okay?
he can go on a fishing trip.
She'll
Stop
never know the
this
difference.
man-bashing immediately. It's entirely possible that Anthony will come home, shower down, have a sleep, and be up in the middle of the night to feed little Ruby and help little Jack get through the night.
I think he could take Jack with him.
Yeah.
It's been 5 weeks since the birth of baby Ruby, and Anthony's road trip is coming to an end.
And that's him. And hello.
Hi, baby.
Hi. How's it going? Are you on your way?
I'm on my way.
Yay! Oh, steady on there, big guy.
I don't liken myself to a single parent, I think, at this point, because I still do have the 3 days of relief at the end of the weekend, but it's definitely a full-time, non-stop job. You scratch the table. Jack, you're not supposed to play on that table.
No.
Yeah, we gotta put it on the other table. Stop it. Okay, it's gonna be on the other table when you're ready.
As predicted, Anthony's absence has taken its toll.
It's definitely tiring, and I'm tired now. The lack of sleep, and being up with her at night, and, you know, chasing after him during the day, it takes a lot of energy.
Hang in there, team. It won't be much longer.
Hi, Ruby.
Hi, Ruby.
Oh, and hi, Daddy.
Hello.
Who's that?
Hi.
How are you, buddy?
We go outside.
You want to go outside?
We go car.
Drive my car?
Yeah.
I missed you, buddy.
Did you say hi?
We drive. We go to.
Did you say hi to your daddy?
I
Hi.
haven't seen you in 3.5 days. Can you just say hi?
Did you say hi?
It's my dream.
I'm exhausted.
Yeah?
Yeah, I drove the last shift in.
Okay. Are you going to be able to give him a bath?
Probably like to take a shower myself first and...
Can you actually get him in the bath in his pajamas so I can get him into bed?
All right.
All right.
Bye, Dad, Mama.
Bye.
The thing that's disturbing me a little bit is the fact that they've all these great plans. Lindsay admits she's very stressed about him going away, but they don't have a plan B.
But it's funny, it's sort of like everything in their life. It's sort of like they have the plan and they're on top of it all, but like you said, there's no sort of like, what if that doesn't actually work?
Where is her family? Where is Mom? Where's Dad? Or
Yeah.
if they're not around, where are some of her friends from the big bad city that might come all the way out to the suburbs and give her a hand?
This may be a terrible shock, but I actually agree with you, Kathy.
Changed my mind.
Too late. I think these two are, they're handling things remarkably well. The thing I agree with you on is the need for other people. I dearly wish she had some buddies or a mom or a grandma or an auntie, both to actually help her with the physical requirements of being a mom, but just to keep her company.
It's been 6 weeks since the birth of baby Ruby. And surprise, surprise, despite all the changes, everybody's feeling pretty laid back.
What's changed? Our address, your job, my job, Jack being home.
Aren't you guys forgetting about somebody?
Hey guys,
Hi.
how's it going? I can't even remember life before.
Before Jack
Ruby.
or before Ruby, yeah.
A lot of things have changed, but as far as the way I feel, I don't feel any different.
I think right now we're really focused on more of the tasks at hand. But it has been decided that
I'm going back to work.
Lindsay will go back to work, and
Sure.
it's just a matter of sorting that out.
You go
We have a
sit in
lot
the
of
chair.
time before that happens.
Mommy will serve up the foods. I've definitely resigned myself to go out and find places where I can go and do things. Not only for myself, but also for Jack. Really, in the end, it's the changes have all really been affecting us.
It's true.
We knew it was
This will be
coming.
the start of armies of babies walking into tattoo parlors, and you know they're all going to want Mom.
Jack's Jack.
Oh.
No cabinets, no floors, no deck. Fantastic.